Hi, boys and girls. Lesson 9 homework. In 7 and 8, we use the area model and multiplication to show the equivalence of two fractions. And now we're going to use the area model and division to show the equivalence of two fractions. So now we're going to compose rather than decompose. So they gave you an example first, and as we know, each rectangle represents one. So we're going to compose the shaded fractions into larger fractional units and express it using division. So, for instance, this technically is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 are shaded in, so that's 2/4. But if we divide it into two fractional units instead of 4, that's 2 divided into 2 and 4 divided by 2. So it actually turns into 1/2. So see, there are two sections now, and only one is shaded. So over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 4/8. We're going to compose it into larger fractional units, just 2 of them. And so we're going to divide 4 divided by 4 and the whole 8 divided by 4, which gives us 1/2. So here we have 6/12, and we're going to make two larger fractional units, and in each fractional unit there are 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 6/12 is actually 1/2. This is 7/14. And we're going to compose it into two larger fractional units, and in each fractional unit there are 7. So 7 divided by 7 is 1, 14 divided by 7 is 2. We're going to compose these into larger fractional units. So I chose to divide them into 2s. So this is 2/12. And so 2/12 divided into 2 in each section. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So this is 1 out of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2/10. Again, I'm going to divide it into groups, compose it into groups of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1/5. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 1/5. So 2/10 equals 1/5. The same thing here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 2/8. Again, I'm going to compose it into groups of 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And there are 4 sections, and 1 is shaded in. 2/6. And again, I'm going to divide it into compose it into groups of 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 1/3. So there are 3 sections, and 1 is shaded in. So what is happening to the size of the fractional units? Well, when I'm composing them, the fractional units are actually getting bigger. So instead of 6 fractional units, there are now only 3. And what happened to the total number of units when you compose the fractions? Well, there were fewer total number of units. And actually, the units got larger, and the number of fractional units got, fewer. So they gave you a rectangle, and you need to turn the first rectangle into 4/8 and the second into 6/12, which I did, and then show how both can be composed or renamed as the same unit fraction. So I composed this into groups of 2. So 4/8 is actually 1/2. And 6/12 is actually 1/2. And we can show it here. 4/8 divided by 4. So actually, I think I did this wrong. So actually, this needs to be like this, right? And this needs to be like this, because then I am dividing it into by 4. Right? Doesn't that make more sense now? So that's actually what this says. So 4 divided by groups of 4, or composed. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that's actually 1/2. So I think I have to change this one as well. See, this is good. This is good learning. Because this needs to equal 1/2. So 6/12 divided with 6 in each section. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So 1/2. Which means I actually have to change this one as well. But this is good. Because I'm actually doing it as we're speaking. Because they're all supposed to equal 1/2. So I would have to divide it differently or compose it differently so that it actually is 1/2. Okay, so this is the same 4/8, which we did before. And this is 8/16. So if we divide it into groups of 8, 8 divided by 8 is 1, 16 divided by 8 is 2, so this actually equals 1/2 also. Interesting. So we worked for 2 lessons on decomposing, and now we are composing. And it's just a way to get to understand fractions. Our next 2 lessons will be more of multiplication and division to compose and decompose, but also now we're going to be thinking about fractions on a number line. So that'll be fun, because just when we get comfortable with one thing, they move us up. But you're doing a great job. If you're not sure how to do this, yes, watch this video. Also look at your problem set, and yes, you need to know your multiplication and division. So have a wonderful evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.